happy Sunday. Happy first broadcast of Food for Your Soul Sunday. So tonight, my dear, wonderful, beautiful, amazing friend Kimberly is going to join me for the very first episode. And she is going to be sharing some amazing information. And she's here. So we're going to go ahead and bring her on camera. And we're just going to go ahead and get started. And if you're able to join us, awesome. If you need to watch the replay, not a big deal. Just hit hashtag replay. But if you're live, you will know that because you will see the red little tag right there. Otherwise, just hit hashtag replay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring Kimberly on board. Okay, here we said this out earlier. We had some technical difficulties, and we're adding her now. There she is. Hey.
Hi.
Hey, gorgeous. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I might have to sit a little closer.
You're fine. You're totally fine. However you feel comfortable. You are no worries whatsoever. So, all right. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Super excited for you. Would you mind sharing a little bit about your background? What kind of led you to where you are now, as far as like you now own your own salon and all this greatness. So I'm super happy for you, and I want you to tell the world.
Oh my gosh. Well, cut me off because it's such a long story, but I'll try and narrow it down a little bit. So I've been an esthetician for about 13 years. I work up at Mirabal Life and Balance Spa in Tucson, Arizona. And I just recently opened my own personal skin studio where I do microneedling. So I'm a busy gal, and I think I got started around the path with food and the skin. I mean, I've always been educated on that because it's part of my education, but it really probably derived about 2 years ago when I started doing coaching with you.
Okay, awesome.
That's kind of propelled everything forward from that moment. But when I started coaching with you, a lot of things started happening. And so now my passion for, okay, how does the skin, which I'm passionate about, and the food, which you're passionate about, how do those things work together? Yeah. And so I'm still learning. I'm not great at it. And I know a lot about it. Yeah. So it's an everyday balance with skin and with life and all of that. So that's kind of my background.
I love it. So what did you decide to call what did you call it? Your personal skin business? What would you name it? Like, I don't want to call it a spa, but what do I call it? What'd you call it?
It's Skin and Tonic Skin Studio.
Skin and Tonic
Studio.
There we go. That's the word.
Yeah, Skin Studio, because it's just me, and it's Corrective Skin Solutions, and my business on the interwebs is the Beauty Advisor.
Okay.
So I give consultations as far as what's going on with your skin, what products, what home care might you need, those kinds of things.
I love that. So we'll make sure that we put your link here in the comments so that they can be directed to your page or group, or what is it, or is it both?
Well, right now it's just a group.
Oh, perfect.
So
okay. Well, awesome. So I love how you said skin corrective. And,
yes.
Oftentimes people think that the skin that they have is part of it's just hereditary. My skin is just like this. You probably hear that a lot. And I know in my business, I hear, myths like that. Their beliefs come through like that all the time because it's what they've maybe decided to tell themselves, or maybe not only that, that they have no awareness of what truly is out there, or even taking a next step that sometimes they don't want to invest because they don't think that they will get the benefits from it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think that what I face a lot when people come to me, and my very favorite thing is to ask, what troubles you about your skin? Mm-hmm. What do you want me to pay attention to? What do you have questions about? And I think that sometimes people just think that, oh, this is just the way it is. Mm-hmm. This is just what I've been given, kind of similar to what you just said. And they don't look at it as, my favorite thing that I always took from you when it came to food is you have to be a detective for your body. Well, the same thing goes for your skin. If your skin is telling you something, you've got to be a detective and say, okay, you know, what's going on? How's my environment changed? How's my stress levels changed? And why is this happening? So I see a lot of, oh, well, it's just that. And then when I start asking questions, then it's, oh my gosh, I can fix this?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, this is not, I can do something about this.
Yep.
And then you've got this excitement because you can put somebody on the path where they understand, you know, your skin is the largest organ in your body, right?
Yep.
And it's probably the one that everybody knows the least about.
Yes.
And how to care for it. And so you can care for it and see results in your skin.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah. No, and that is such great advice, because it is one of those things that people don't even realize that they can be their biggest advocate, and they can make small little tweaks. And it doesn't mean that they have to go out and buy $100, lotions and potions. That oftentimes it could be the dairy, the sugar, the alcohol, all these things that could cause inflammation, breakouts, puffiness, all of that stuff. So that said, why don't we talk about, you had shared with me this image and I cannot get it out of my mind. So I would really like to talk about sugar, because I know there's a lot of people in this group that have probably messaged me saying, I don't know how to kick this sugar habit, but I feel that if they have some kind of a pleasure point, knowing that, hey, if I get rid of this sugar, it will make my skin look better, and maybe it will be something that will drive them in that direction. So let's talk about that.
Oh my gosh, I love this because, being a person that is on a healthy food journey path, I've always looked at cutting out sugar as like a punishment of sorts. Like, I'm not allowed to eat this, but I really want it. I'll just smell it and lick it. So it's always been a punishment. Maybe I shouldn't admit that, but whatever works. But when it comes to skin, what you put in your body is directly correlated. Hold on one second.
Sure.
Thank you. My daughter's helping me because I have so many papers in front of me. She wants to give me something else to put paper on.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So thoughtful. So sugar actually, when you ingest it, well, there's a couple things that happen here, but an over amount of sugar prematurely ages your skin, and it can even lead to what's called glycation. So glycation is where you get these hardened deposits, typically in lines around the chin. And if you can think about what I'm saying, you probably know somebody in your life, or you've seen it before, where it's almost like a grid, and you think, oh, they might be a smoker, or they might have, these huge, these really, really thick lines. It's actually caused from a combination of sugar and oxidative stress on the skin. And we can talk about oxidative stress later. But mostly it's the sugar. So when you take in the sugar, what happens is the collagen, the natural collagen that forms in your skin, binds to that sugar and it hardens. And so you've got these hard spots around the chin area. And that's called glycation.
Oh.
So right. So once you see a picture of it, and I'll post it, so for all you people that love to see horrible things that can happen to your skin like me, you can go and see it. But it's called glycation, and it comes from sugar. But on the sugar path as well, when you're taking in sugar, high processed foods, high amounts of carbs, those types of things, when you're ingesting them, causes a hormone fluctuation in your body.
Yep.
I'm speaking your language, aren't I? I can see you nodding. Yes. But when your body takes in these and it fluctuates this hormone. So we're talking about androgens and the insulin growth hormone 1 get influxed in the body. And so what that causes is the sex drive to lower. It also causes an increase. Is that news to you? Did you know that?
No, I'm like, whoa. No. Okay.
You're like, hold on. So it also causes your insulin to increase, and it kind of puts all of these cells out of whack. So now your skin is going to produce more oil because it's trying to control this hormone. So, and going back to like myths, sorry to be jumping a little bit here, but, there was a popular study that said that chocolate causes breakouts. Well, not necessarily. There wasn't enough studies and they weren't long enough. But what happens is the overconsumption of sugar possibly
Ah,
can cause breakouts. And it's not for everybody.
yeah,
And going back to where we first started, which is this is my hereditary, in my DNA. It's half and half. So it's DNA and it's what are we doing to ourselves?
right.
What's our life?
Lifestyle,
Right.
environment. That's so huge. And that's why I do what I do, to create the awareness that you don't have to be a product of your former environment. You can create the environment that will give you beautiful skin, beautiful, harmony within your body. But you have to create that within your world, because we all have this model of our world, but what we think, believe, who we surround ourselves by, and then ultimately the thoughts, the thinking triggers certain behaviors, triggers the eating. So isn't it interesting, that whole pathway? Not to go too far off on the skin, but think about it. It's all related. Oh,
It is.
yeah.
It is all related, and a lot of things that you talk about as far as mindset go into treating your body and keeping it healthy. For example, like if I could tell you the secret to the way that you're going to view yourself, or the way that your future self will view yourself, here's the secret. This is the secret. Simply, it's not about losing weight, and it's not about that path. It's simply falls into your plate. What you have in front of you is what feeds your life.
Yeah.
That is what's going to give you your definition of yourself.
Yeah.
That's what's going to keep you healthy or not. And so for someone who used to think, oh, I'm being punished, I can't have sugar, I look at my food as, how am I going to fuel myself today? How am I going to feel it? Because it affects everything.
Yeah.
And not to say that, a piece of sugar is the worst thing. It's about balance.
Right.
Because if you want to talk about antioxidants, my favorite antioxidant is wine, right? Because it helps. Let's be honest here. So it does contain an antioxidant, but too much of it can turn into an oxidant. Same thing with chocolate. Has an antioxidant. Too much of it can be hard on the adrenals. Same with coffee.
Yeah.
It's an antioxidant. Too much of it, hard on the adrenals.
Yeah.
So it's finding that, what is my body asking for me right now? Is it asking for a little bit of coffee? Is it asking for, a little piece of dark chocolate? And when you view it as how I'm fueling my body, as opposed to I'm being punished, I'm on a diet, or I'm off today, or I'm on today, it's no more off and on. Because no matter what I ate yesterday, and we can talk about that, or the day before that, it doesn't affect today. I can make glowing skin today based on what I'm eating and what I'm putting in my body.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally get that in the background. I just had a dog barking, so no problem.
It's really funny because I was preparing for this and it was like an hour and I didn't hear anything from any of my children in that entire time. But the second we gone on, I've got an entire bag of pistachios spilled on the floor. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so we talked about sugar, and that's a big deal. Sugar, carbs, basically, it's the same thing.
Can we add in processed foods in that? Because fast food, processed food causes those androgens and that hormone imbalance too.
Okay.
But these things deal with your mood too. So not only skin. I mean, skin is, what is what I'm interested in. But think about these things affect your hormones, which is affecting your mood, which is affecting that fogginess, which is affecting your sleep, all of those things. Okay,
And,
sorry, I'm stopping.
It affects your choices, behaviors, and all that. It all ties in together. And that's why I'm glad that we keep talking about this, because we really need to get that point across to people. It's so important. Okay, so we talked about the sugar. You mentioned the oxidative. There was something about that you said we would talk about that later. So is this a good time to pull that part in?
Sure. I'm going to geek out a little bit. Do you want to geek out with me?
Let's geek out. I love it. Just like I always say, let's go to science class.
Okay. So oxidative stress is kind of a cloud for free radical damage. And what causes this? So it's beyond what we eat, but mostly it's what we eat. So we're eating, again, those things that I said, but it's our lifestyle. So it's, are we in the sun a lot? Are we not getting proper nutrients? Are we not getting proper probiotics? This is an important one, stress.
Yeah.
What's our stress level? And our bodies do not know the difference between real and imagined stress. They don't know. So our body's still going to produce the same amount of cortisol and that stress hormone, whether it's real or in our heads. And most of the time,
the power of the subconscious mind. Absolutely. That's another thing, just like you mentioned earlier, skin being the largest organ of our body and the lack of education. Same thing with the subconscious mind. That is what is going to, I talk about liver stew or filet mignon. If you want filet mignon, then you better watch what's going on in these thoughts, right? If you keep getting liver stew served up in your life, it's because your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are not speaking directly to each other. Not to go off on this, but it all matters. You know what I'm saying? And so you really have to watch those thoughts, you guys. You have to. So not only does it affect your reality, but hear him out, it is going to affect your skin, period.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yes. Preach it, sister.
Yes. All day long. Okay. So I also
oxidative stress.
Yes. Yes.
Did you want to? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Keep elaborating. You science class.
Okay. It's what?
We're in science class. I love it.
Oh, yes. I might even draw a picture. We'll see. So toxins, pesticides, smoking, alcohol, excessive.
Huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm talking. It creates this oxidative stress, which is this free radical environment with not enough antioxidants. So what does that mean? What's a free radical?
I was going to say, let's break it down in layman's terms.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so we've got oxygen. Oxygen loses its two, and so it becomes a free radical. So we're exposed to it every day, whether we want to be or not. It's just, do we have enough built up in our system from what we're eating and what we're using to be able to fight that off? So the free radicals causes premature aging, period, end of story. And what that does to the cell, so our cells, we want healthy cells. Healthy cells produces good communication. So it tells the cells, hey, you need to produce some collagen. Hey, you need to produce some elastin. Oh, hey, you need to produce some more skin. Good healthy skin is not dry, or it's not too oily.
Yeah.
It's not red and sensitized. Healthy membranes, all of these kind of skin issues go back to unhealthy skin membranes. So back to even where we started from, which is, oh, this is just the way that I am. Okay, let's talk about some major skin conditions that everybody deals with. I'm dry, but I'm oily. Why am I dry and why am I breaking out at the same time? I have redness in my cheeks. Why am I this age, and this age, and I'm still breaking out?
Yep.
Why am I this age and do I look this age?
Right.
You know, so all of these things go back to how are your cells functioning? And so when you've got this oxidative stress in this cell, it's not able to do what it's meant to do. It turns hard. It's not soft where water can come in and come out and where people can talk to each other and say, oh, you're supposed to be doing this. All of that kind of shuts down and the cell dies and it just builds up. And so you've got this dull, yellow, kind of lifeless skin
Puffy,
that's just like
maybe even. Yeah.
puffy. And it's just this, when you look in the mirror and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that can even be brought on by medication or sickness.
Yeah. Sometimes I see people's skin and it almost looks like their face is melting.
Yeah, well, it's because the cells aren't able to function. They're not getting enough antioxidants to be able to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
So those free radicals, when they're on the skin, they're scavengers and they go and they take away from healthy skin to try to make themselves whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about collagen and elastin. So like, for example, I love to get the micro needling done and people say why? And I tell them because it produces the collagen. And to me, that's the fountain of youth. It really has made a huge difference. I was starting to get pretty crepey underneath here, and it'll never be perfect. I don't want to look like I'm 16, but it really has made a huge change in my skin. So
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
elastin, collagen and elastin.
yeah, well, collagen and elastin lie in a fibroblast, which is in a cell that's in a deeper area of the skin. But also, to piggyback on what I was saying before, the cells talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so those get lazy as we age. And so with microneedling in particular, you're going down and you're stimulating that fibroblast with your microneedle, and they're waking up and saying, hi, oh, we need to make new healthy skin. And so the microneedling process is called collagen induction therapy because it produces the types of collagen that our skin needs to look that youthful appearance. And microneedling, I mean, in my opinion, it's a very natural way to be preventative and corrective at the same time with very little downtime.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
agree.
But that's what it does. It teaches those cells to have that proper communication with each other.
Okay. No, that's awesome. I love it. Okay. So we talked about sugar, the effects of your thoughts and thinking, stress, oxidative stress. We talked about microneedling, collagen, all kinds of awesome, great information. So before we move on to a new topic, let's talk about maybe some things. Let's say somebody says, well, I'd really like to better the way that my skin looks, but I don't think I'm really ready to kind of walk into the door of a spa or something, because just like a gym, people feel, I think, a little bit uncertain, insecure sometimes. Like, what can they do to perhaps get started so that they can maybe start to see a change, to build that confidence, to ultimately help them to get the services and such that they need?
I love this question because I can't tell you how in every single consultation, they're like, don't judge me, don't judge me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, look, do we see this? Mm-hmm. This is from gluten a couple of days ago. Like, like we're all there. We're all fighting the same fight.
Yeah.
And as an esthetician, I'm never there to judge anybody on their past. Right. I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way about your lifestyle and nutrition coaching. Yeah. I'm not there to judge your skin choices or your food choices. Right. I'm there to love you. And frankly, using skin as a bait to get there. Mm-hmm. But if I can love you and you can feel better about yourself, you'll love yourself more too. Sorry, that was a soapbox. Back to your question. So when you're coming in to a studio, or you've crossed that line, do your research, find somebody that maybe has been referred to you. Yeah. But we're not there, and I'm speaking as a whole, like, we're not there to judge you. I'm just simply there to help. And if you're wanting to build self-confidence in your skin, here's the thing. It's just like working out. If you are working out for an hour and then go home and eat donuts, you're not going to see the results. Right. Same thing with skin. Yep. If you do not have good home care, you can go to as many estheticians in this whole wide world. It's not going to help you. Yep. It starts at home. It starts with home care, and we can go through some basic things that if you're like, where do I even start? And especially with the anti-aging process, the antioxidant process, I can give you some like general things to go down if you'd like that. But if you're at that point and you're wanting to gain confidence in your skin, at least get a consultation with somebody. Get on good skincare.
Yeah. Agree. I this is what I tell people. Like some people will say to me, your makeup looks great all the time. It's partly good makeup, but it's also consistency with skincare. You have to wash your makeup off at night. That's the thing. Most people don't wash their face. So I always say a good cleanser in the morning, a good cleanser at night. We'll see if it's the same one. Daytime to protect, nighttime to preserve. Just start simple. And it doesn't mean you have to go out and get the $100 stuff. You can work your way up there if you desire, right? Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I can talk to you about why you want your makeup off at night.
Please do, because I swear 9 out of 10 people say, oh yeah, I never do. I just don't judge me. But yeah, I just don't. And then they're complaining to me why their makeup is looking like crap. you know?
Yeah. Well, I can explain. There's actually a scientific, I mean, and I hear all sorts of crazy things like, better take your makeup off or you're going to age 10 years in one night. And it's like, I mean, I've left my makeup on so many nights, I should look like I'm 75. So that's not true. But like, you know how they say those who teach can't do, you know, like I have my own battles with getting my makeup off.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge.
Yeah.
But here's the science behind that. Okay. Your body at night, when it goes to sleep, produces a human growth hormone. It's the only time that it's produced. And it's your body, because again, your skin is your largest organ in your body. What's it meant to do? It protects you and it keeps water from coming in and water from going out. So it keeps everything inside, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So every day it fights the sun, it fights toxins, it fights pesticides. It's tired.
Mm-hmm.
So when you sleep, it produces this hormone. This hormone helps the skin repair itself so it can fight another day, okay? When you have makeup on, when you have bacteria on your skin from the day, when you have toxins and pollution sitting on your skin,
Yep.
It can't do that.
Yep.
It can't help itself. So you're starting the day yellow, gray, sluggish, and sallow because your body, you didn't give it the opportunity to repair itself.
Yes.
Okay. So now as far as regimens, and we can talk a little bit about this. I want to let's maybe go back to antioxidants and how that helps your cells.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about regimens. So don't let me forget about that.
No.
But so free radical damage and premature aging comes from more toxins and more free radicals than antioxidants. So how do we get those antioxidants? Okay. There's two ways we can get them. We can get them on our plates and then we can put them on topically.
Mm-hmm.
These things help prevent that cellular damage, that keratinization of the skin. And you can see improvement as little as 2 weeks. So
isn't that amazing? For all of us that get impatient, 2 weeks is not that long. And let me tell you, Kim, I want to get your opinion on this. People will say to me, I can't believe you wear makeup to the gym. Well, part of it is to protect my face.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely.
And so people are like, are you sure? Well, first of all, it's a placebo effect because it makes me feel more energetic. Because, like, you know, you put your face on, you feel better. But it's also to protect my skin. You know, even though I'm sweating, I come home and I shower and all that stuff. I'm not wearing it to bed, but I do use it as a protectant. You know, so is that okay?
Absolutely. And more importantly, most makeup, the foundation is a sunscreen, which is a protectant as well. And when you've got that on, depending on the ingredients, but it helps repel the bacteria from entering the skin. It helps the bilayers from keeping that water loss, so it keeps you more hydrated, those types of things. And, you know, whether you want to wear makeup or you don't, like, again, nobody's here to judge anybody. Right, like, you do you, everybody, you know, and here's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and here's the thing with our business, though. We're in this business. So this is the way, and this is the way that I choose to present myself to the world because this is my business. You know, that may not be somebody else's calling either. You know, so that, I mean, it goes into that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the antioxidants either on your face or on your plate.
Yeah, so on your plate. So we're talking about green leafy vegetables. We're talking about fruits, more vegetables, answer to like all of those different skin conditions. Now on your face, we'll talk about basic. Okay. Here's where to start. So on your face, vitamin C, one of the strongest antioxidants for your skin. I prefer to have that, depending on the formulation, in the morning. Then you want to follow with some kind of vitamin A, which is a form of retinol, retinoids, beta carotene, any of those forms. They're all just different forms of retinols. And you want to do that at night because the skin is repairing itself at night.
Okay, so A in the morning, C at night. Is that what I heard?
Other way around.
C in the morning, almost like vitamin C, orange juice, kind of. I'm thinking bright and sunny. Okay. So C in the morning, A at night. Okay.
A at night. And so that's a really basic formulation. Of course, yes, I follow cleanser, toner, and your serum. Your serum is going to be your antioxidant. So something that's going to help that oxidative stress from the stress that you feel out throughout the day. Because man, you go to work and you're stressed out, or you don't go to work and you stay home with kids and you're stressed out. Either way, we're all stressed out. So getting those antioxidants both ways. And I actually have a prop. Can I show you?
Yeah, please share.
Okay, so we want to talk about oxidative stress. So you know when you cut an apple, what it looks like? So this is oxidative stress. I cut this apple about an hour ago, and you can see that it turned brown and it's sallow and it's gray. This is the same thing that free radicals do to our skin. So if I was to put lemon on this, would it look like this?
No, it wouldn't. Would it reverse that? It wouldn't even affect it.
No.
If you put lemon
No,
on
if I
it
put
beforehand, it protects it.
If I put lemon on it beforehand, then it's an antioxidant that shows the free radical the door.
Yes. So it's kind of like, sorry, you can't come in, right?
No. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So there's a lot of things that you can do as far as eating to get yourself that glow. You just want to think, and it's not, and for me, the magic was, it wasn't a punishment. It was, how can I get my skin to look better and feel better? And based on what you eat, it presents different ways on the skin.
Yeah.
So if you have an intolerance for gluten, if you have an intolerance for, well, and dairy gets brought up a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, dairy is one thing that, and especially if I'm dealing with somebody who's acneic or is getting pimply, to ask, and especially like in skim milks, because that has the highest production of hormones. And it just, when you ingest, and I'm speaking your language again, but
yeah.
So dairy is another thing that can affect the look of the skin.
So in other words, it's like the word that I would use is biofeedback, that it just shows up on your face. So when I would, when I would have gluten, I would get this puffy, crazy pocket underneath this, and my doctor would call it an allergic shiner. And that's really what that is. It's just, it's just biofeedback, the body saying, I don't like this. Now, speaking of lemon, with regard to like lemon water, what are your thoughts on lemon water? Obviously, that's going to keep your body in more of an alkaline state. And do you feel that is a huge benefactor, basically, to benefit your skin as far as if you drink lemon water throughout the day, that it would help your skin? There we go. See? Yes. Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah,
it's easy one to do.
Yeah, I like to also put in mint. It's also a detoxifier. Okay. Anything to kind of, again, help your body give the 1-2 punch to, what's happening and to the abuse that it's taken every single day. So
there's something that I think a lot of us will do. We'll get in routine of it, and then it falls off the pathway. Like I would do cucumber, mint, and lemon, and people would tease me at work and say, this is what I worked at the gym as a trainer, you have a salad in your glass, and I'm like, hey, whatever, but at least I'm healthy, so. Well,
and here's what I would say, at least I'm going to look younger than you.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Okay, so I'm trying to think, what else did we, so vitamin C in the morning, A at night. Now, is there a particular, if somebody wanted to, go to CVS or Walgreens or something like that just to get their regimen started and then progress into something, so you wouldn't suggest any of that at all? Okay,
let's talk about it.
Yeah, I know, because there's always that, you always have somebody that says, well, I just go to here and I just go to there. Sometimes, occasionally, you'll hear somebody say, well, if you get, I don't know, Phyta, I don't even know. But people don't even know where to start. But they're really anxious to get their routine going. Where can they go in order to get something that is going to be worth their value?
Okay. Well, here's my shameless plug. I'm always available. Okay, so there's my shameless.
What you're here for, plug away. Yeah.
But let's talk about this, because this is a big deal. And this is also the reason why I decided to carry some of the products that I did too. So the problem with store-bought brands is that they're made in mass production, okay? In order to keep it on the shelves for years and years, it has to be packed full of
Preservatives
sulfates
or
and
whatever.
paraben
Yeah.
chemicals. All of these chemicals, we are just talked about all the things you can do to prevent toxins, and you're gonna wash your face with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't, you know.
So I don't use anything over the counter. But I just thought maybe there might be something, but I'm a 1000% believer in that. Just like you said, the ingredients, there's no real control, like that you're getting the amount of
No.
whatever the ingredients are. Just like my thyroid medication, my doctor told me do not under any circumstances get generic because of that reason. So I paid like what 100%, I paid like $100 and something for my pills so that I can get the actual, you know, knowing that I'm getting the amount of stuff that I need. So that's really great advice on this.
Yeah, and I will say this, and I'll say this with so much love. Do not buy vitamin C over the counter.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Okay.
I would rather nothing on your skin than an over the counter vitamin C, because there's a certain process that vitamin C has to go through for it to be stabilized. So, and if it's not, it literally is a free radical that you're putting on. You're aging your skin. So just don't do it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to skincare, here are some options for you. Okay. So let's talk about the FDA for a second. The FDA does not regulate what people put on the bottles. So the bottle can say all natural, or it can say whatever. And on the back of it, and I literally have something in my bathroom that has sodium lauryl sulfate, which is probably the worst of them all. It's cancer causing, and it causes acne.
Oh.
So there's no regulation. If they want to put organic on there, they can put organic on there. There's no regulation. And so when it comes to store-bought stuff, but I would just say, please don't.
Yeah.
The reason why, now as an esthetician, I've gone to school, I paid the money, I have researched the alkalinity and acidity of these products, and I have chosen a line to carry in my studio that it's affordable, that's 100% good quality products, and that is going to have an effect on your skin. I specifically, when I opened the studio, didn't want to, because you don't need to buy the $400 whatever.
Right.
If you can, power to you, girlfriend. But you can get something that's good and reputable without spending. So an entire line, so from cleanser, toner, serum, eye cream, moisturizer, in my line, all of these things would be anywhere from $120 for the full line. It's for $120 to $200.
That's awesome.
My cleansers are like $22. My scrub is $28. Like, there are affordable options out there for you that are good.
I love it.
Here's the thing. Get it from somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Absolutely. Do you sell the C&A?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I will get with you because I'm very curious about your line, because I would like to try it, because I'm always trying. Right now, I'm using a line that's called IS Clinicals, I believe it's called.
IS.
Yeah.
IS?
Yeah, IS.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's good. I haven't used that line particular. It's very popular in like the med spas. I know friends that work in med spas that carry it. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm sure but that's a good example of how you want to go to a professional and say, I'm dealing with this, and this.
Yeah.
What can I get?
Yes. Yes. And she has given me A and C, and I have used both of them, and I love them. So I'm so glad to hear that you are like behind that as well. But I want to know more about your stuff, because then I can, share my love for it. I'm sure I'll love it with my friends.
Yeah. So my stuff is made for estheticians. So it's strictly made for estheticians that you have to be licensed to carry it.
Yeah.
I can ship it through anywhere in the world. So if you're in whatever state, it comes to you, it gets to you in about 2 days. And so you just tell me what you want and I ship it to your house. And so, yeah, and probably, I mean, my retinol serum, which is extremely amazing, I think is one of the more pricier serums that I have, and it's $55. And even at that, it's still very, very affordable.
Yeah.
So what I do usually when it comes to formatting skincare, if they're not here in town, so I usually do a consultation here in town. If they're not here in town, I'll do a consultation over Facebook. What's going on? How long has it been going on? What are your main concerns? What do you want? And then I can formulate something for you and ship it off to your house.
Yeah. Because really, it's you don't have to actually see it in person to know what their issues are. I mean, you can see it through this, and you would know a general idea. Just kind of like I can look at somebody and say, oh, they have dairy face, or oh, they, they're looking whatever, because we have that kind of trained eye with regard to the like inflammation and biofeedback and things like that. So you guys definitely take her up on a consultation. You said it's free, correct?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely do that. Okay, so
yeah, if I can help you, I'll steer you in the direction of the keywords and things you want to look for in your area of town.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so what other things did we talk about that you mentioned something about the omegas, I think.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about omegas. So omega fatty acids, or EFAs. You hear a lot of like hype about this stuff, but I want to go back to geeking out for a moment. Because our cells, that are working properly need EFAs to be able to function properly. EFAs are not naturally produced in the body, so we have to consume them to make those cells work, which is that they're soft, they're able to take in nutrients, they're able to dispose of nutrients, they're able to communicate to each other. They do a lot of things, live their full life without dying early. And so getting your EFA is really important. Now, the ratio, and going back to your life in balance, right? The ratio from omega-3, so all omega-3s, mackerel, help me out here, sardines, fish.
Tuna is a, yes, because I know
tuna.
There's a major imbalance with the 6 and the 3 in our diets, isn't there?
Yes, so you got your omega-3s, which are basically all your anti-inflammatories, which we want to put that body in a non-anti-inflammatory freak out state. And then you've got omega-6s, which basically cause inflammation. Okay, so the ratio should be 4 to 1.
Yes.
Okay, so you can still have it, but it should be 4 to every 1.
Yes.
And so the American diet averages
crazy
36 to 1.
Yeah. I was gonna say, in my macro coaching certification, we talked about this, and I think everybody's mouth was on the floor. Like, what? I think everybody was running out the door to get the omega-3s, and I know me, I was messaging some other professionals that I admire in my industry and say, hey man, what do you recommend? Because it's a really big deal.
So to piggyback on your medicine and then vitamin C, just don't do cheap fish oil. Don't do it. It's worse for you than I'd rather you not take anything at all than take a crummy fish oil. You have to have a high quality fish oil.
Do you have a particular brand that you can think of off the top of your head, or no?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I like the Designs for Health, and it's called Orange Sorbet. But it's like it tastes like an orange dreamsicle, and it's amazing.
Can you get
so I know you have
something, or do you sell that?
I don't sell it. I got it from a nutritionist. But you can Google Designs for Health, because I know that they have a website, and I think it says I don't know if you need to have a nutritionist to get it, or you can get on Amazon. You'd have to check. I got it through a nutritionist. I did a little bit of research on the Designs for Health. Actually, come to think of it, in your program, in one of your programs that I have done, some of your research that was in my packet was from Designs from Health.
Okay.
So you've used some of their stuff.
Gotcha.
But this is,
I was gonna say they sound familiar to me. So
their fish oil is really good, and it tastes good, and you're not dealing with the fish burps or anything. It tastes like an orange dreamsicle.
Yeah, that's the thing I think people always say is, oh, it just makes me want to burp up, and So okay, that's good information too. Awesome. Okay.
Other supplements, and oh, maybe we should have said this at the very beginning, but
But
I
hey,
am not
that's
a
okay.
nutritionist. Disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist. So I am just an esthetician. So there's my disclaimer there. So consult your doctor. But some other supplements that you can use are collagen peptides.
Oh, yes.
They,
Yes.
yeah, they work in the dermal junction to help create healthy skin. I just went to Target yesterday and they come in like strawberry lemonade, and they come in all sorts of different flavors now that you can get them. And they were in actually the beauty section. And they're coming with two choices. So you've got the 20 grams of protein and the collagen peptides. And that's in the, like, it's called, what's it called? Vital
Yeah,
Proteins.
so
And that's in the blue.
proteins, right? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
the blue one with the cow.
Yeah.
Well, the blue one with the cow now offers one with hyaluronic acid, which is
Really?
kind of a buzzword, but
Yeah.
it just means that it helps the skin naturally keep in its moisture.
Okay.
And so they have one with hyaluronic acid now in the beauty section, and it comes in like lemonade, lavender. There's different flavors.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know that one of the girls in my program had took a picture of all of those at Target. Some were pink,
Yeah.
some were blue. So yeah, so that's awesome. Which one would you recommend then?
Get anything in your body.
Yeah. Okay. So Vital Proteins is definitely something that I have always encouraged my clients to just use just to help up their protein intake, but it also has these great byproducts of helping with their skin and nails. And so, Kimberly is, highly recommending this brand too. So definitely, check it out. And like she said, Target's carrying it now. So that's really convenient through Shipt. I get shipped to Target all the time, so it looks like I'll be adding that to the cart.
Yeah, and I mean, for a small bottle, it's like $24.99. So you can add it to, I mean, there's one that the unflavored one you can add to coffee, and it acts like a little bit of a creamer. I don't know if you've ever done that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I wouldn't do that with like the strawberry or lavender flavor, but
Yeah, I love it. Okay. So I think we talked about every topic that you and I had discussed that we were going to talk about, which to me, this is the kind of stuff that I love to learn about, that I constantly need to be reminded about. Like there's a couple of products that I'm like, oh, yep, see, I haven't been doing that. Oh, you know what? I got to get more lemon in my diet. Oh, I got to get more vitamin C. So this is the kind of stuff. This is why I want to do these broadcasts every Sunday, hence calling it, food for your soul, because this truly is feeding your soul, and it's really helping you to encompass the mind, body, spirit, and that's what this is all about. So, is there anything else that you want to add? I know, Kimberly, I really, really, really want my friends to visit you, get that free consultation. So what can we do? Can we just put your link in the comments? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Put the link in the comments, and I will contact. Be patient. I will get you in. And then I want to end on a little bit of a cheat sheet for our discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. So to healthy, glowing skin, water intake. Make sure you're getting enough water during the day. Make sure that you're getting natural, unprocessed, green leafy vegetables and fruits, that you are taking your antioxidants, and that you're taking your supplements. So that's just a cheat way for in 2 weeks to have better skin.
And consistency, just like you said, it's consistency. Now you guys see like something like this. This is, I think, 40 ounces. It was a little pricier, but I walk around with this all day long. And so my tip that I share with my clients is half of your body weight in water plus 15 ounces. So if you are 200 pounds, you would drink 115 ounces a day. And Kimberly's
absolutely.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much, my beautiful friend. I'm so excited for you in this brand new journey that you're on. I'm excited to try the skincare. I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you as well. Please make sure that you put your information in the comments so they can reach out to you and they can get a consult. You guys, take her up on this. Are you hearing me? That is like gold. That is amazing. That is an amazing freebie that she is offering. Take her up on it, you guys. So
Also, I'm here to,
what's that?
yeah, I'm here to help. So if there's also any questions that come across, like there's a skin issue that you're dealing with, specifically, you just want to be pointed in the right direction, I'm here to help.
Awesome.
So.
Yay! Well, thank you again. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I am so
Thank you for having me.
grateful to have had you. The pleasure was mine and ours. And we'll be in touch soon. And don't forget to put the link in the comments.
I won't.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.